As we all know, Dragon Tales stopped airing on Sprout on August 30, 2010, but what if in an alternate timeline, what if Sony decided to renew its contract to run Dragon Tales for 8 more years on PBS, and stayed for way longer? For this alternate scenario, we'll have to take out Monkey See Monkey Do, Driver Dan's Story Train, and 64 Zoo Lane from the lineup due to its effect on Dragon Tales time slots. But if we absolutely had to include Monkey and Driver Dan, the former would only air at 7:40 AM during Wiggly Waffle, and the latter during 8 PM, but we'll definitely be excluding 64 Zoo Lane. I just can't see them fitting Sprout's schedule if Dragon Tales stayed, so unfortunately, we'll have to leave these 3 out. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started on this Sprouterific alternate scenario. Since Monkey See Monkey Do doesn't join Sprout in this timeline, we'll have to replace it on Wiggly Waffle with another new show for Season 2 of Waffle, that being Chloe's Closet. My rationale? It was already a new show at the time, and it would begin to air on Wiggly Waffle later on anyway. Here's where we run into our first major change to the schedule, when Sony became Weekend Edition. Since Monkey isn't here, Dragon Tales would take its place, airing around the same time as it did on the Let's Go show, while the rest of the time slots on Weekend Edition pretty much remain the same, and Dragon Tales would continue to air on Weekend Editions of the Sony Sign-Up show until 2012, where the schedule got revamped. Dragon Tales would continue to air during the Sharing show until March 2011, when Super Y premiered on the channel, and would temporarily leave the block along with the Wiggles as a result. But however, Dragon Tales would have returned to the block along with the Wiggles in September of the same year after the schedule got slightly tweaked after the arrival of Lazy Town. Rubbadubbers would have also been the one of Eggs Waffle instead of the Mighty Jungle in this timeline as well. Dragon Tales would also continue to air 2 times during the Goodnight show until the revamp in 2011. Speaking of which, this is where we come across our first major elephant in the room, the You and Me Tree schedule revamp. Obviously, Dragon Tales would still air at 6:30 PM, and as a result of it still being on Sprout, Thomas and Friends would keep its 6:45 PM time slot, and Angelina would also return, airing at 8:15 PM while Kipper at 8:30 PM. Then, we have the Super Sproutlet show, which causes the Sharing show to lose its first hour. Dragon Tales would continue to air on the Sharing show, this time at 4:30 PM, while Thomas would air at 4:50 PM since Monkey isn't here, the Wiggles at 5 PM, and Bob the Builder at 5:15 PM, while Super Y, the Mighty Jungle, and Chloe's Closet's time slots remain untouched, as well as the Super Sproutlet show. Thomas would continue to air until Olive began airing on the block, while Dragon Tales would continue until being replaced by Make Way for Naughty in 2013, causing a shift in the schedule, moving the Wiggles to 4:30 PM, and Bob to 5 PM and Naughty at 5:15 PM, leaving it as the final schedule for the Sharing show that we all know. After Sprout's Wiggly Waffle dissolved and was replaced with the Super Sproutlet show, Dragon Tales would air at 8:40 AM on the block instead of Thomas and Friends, since Thomas already has a time slot in the morning at 6:15 AM, so there doesn't seem to be a point to give it an extra airing, especially due to Dragon Tales being here and not having too much time slots, even though Thomas would air on the block and Monkey's time slot until Trifu Tom joined the lineup. Zoe wouldn't air during the Goodnight show and Astroblast wouldn't air during the Super Sproutlet show as a result of this. Dragon Tales would have stopped airing in the morning completely after the Super Sproutlet show dissolved, and would air at 4:30 PM during its last few months on the channel instead of Thomas and Friends after the former was taken off the schedule, and Dragon Tales would have ended its run on Sprout on September 26, 2015 along with most of the other shows that have been on the channel since launch day.